Hey, Mononoko. Oh, is my schedule empty? Hmm. Let me see if I can fix that right now. I wonder if when I tried to cancel last Friday, I accidentally canceled every Friday. It doesn't look like I can change my schedule easily while I'm live, so I'll have to change that later. Thanks for letting me know, though. Oh man, let me show you this this one I drafted earlier this week. So let's see. On Monday was the 5th. So you saw the black-white deck that I didn't finish. So I did end up 3-0ing with that. And then I 3-0'd my next two drafts too. But this one was a sweet one. That's the pool. I want the deck. So it's this 5-color monstrosity. It's really like 3 colors splashing 1 red card. And I had a Golos, so I did have 1 black source in the deck with this Triome, and it was sweet. Hey Maker, welcome to the stream. I'm going to start the draft shortly. I'm just talking about one that I did earlier this week. My first pick, I think, was Mikaeus. There was a game where I went turn 2 Explore, play an extra land. My opponent played the Mechagodzilla, and then yeah, Overwhelming Splendor is a card. Let me get to it. I forget what I did on turn 4. Turn 5, I must have played another ramp spell on turn 4. No, I played 2 ramp spells on turn 3 and 4 because I played turn 4 Waking the Trolls, and then I played turn, I guess, 5 Overwhelming Splendor. But my opponent was a red-green beatdown deck, and so they had gotten me down pretty low already, and then they tried to beat me down with their 1/1s, and they got me down to 1 life and attacked for what they thought was lethal with 4 1/1s to my 3 blockers, but it was holding up a cast out. And so I got to cast out 1 and eat it, and then I beat them at 1 life for the rest of the game. It was pretty sweet. Alright, let's get this draft underway. I love Cube Draft. I'm sad it's going away in less than a week. I wish they had it up for longer before new set. Alright, let's see. What do we have here? Doomscar's nice. Yeah, that's fair, but like, Cube is about fun, and it's cheaper than a regular draft. But you don't get to play it for very long, that's true. So I like Doomscar. There's also a Tri-land, which is not bad. I think those are like the 2 most interesting cards to me. I think I like Doomscar. Take a Doomscar. I like to play control. There's a lot of aggro in this cube. I'm not quite sure why. It's not like aggro is not supported or anything, but I play probably 75% aggro decks, which seems like too much for the cube. But maybe that's why I win so often. But that means any control deck you have needs to be sure to have removal or sweepers or whatever. So Doomscar is nice. Ooh, Angel of Sanctions is also very nice. There's History of Benalia. I like Reclamation Sage. There's a fair number of artifacts and enchantments. Chandra could be okay. I could try to Obosh Companion. I've never done that before. But I think I like Angel of Sanctions too much. I don't think History or Basri's Lieutenant will wheel, but I wouldn't mind taking one of those, especially the Lieutenant. History, of course, is less good when you're trying to play more of a controlling deck. Only a Magic player would say all I got out of that game was fun. Seal Away is good on the white control plan. Magra seems like a card that could be good, but I've never like seen it be especially impressive. So I think I'm going to Seal Away. Fight against those aggro decks. I wouldn't mind like Arch if it came back, although that doesn't seem super likely. There's a blue-white cycling land. Toralf's pretty good, but I don't really want to be like red-white control. There's a red-white land. I like Waking the Trolls, but this doesn't look like you want to be like rampy for that card. I think I like the blue-white land here. The Skyclave Cleric is okay, but I wouldn't want to like fourth pick it. It's not that good. For cube, at least. So I'll take with the Irrigated Farmland here. My cube rating's been pretty good this time around. I think I've gone 2-1, 3-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. So what is that? That's 6 drafts with so 16 and 2. No, Cleansing Nova is another Wrath effect. Lay Claim's pretty strong too. I think I'm going to take the Cleansing Nova. Just lock up this white control. I still don't know what my other color is going to be. I have played Cleansing Nova before on the Destroy All Artifacts and Enchantments, so that that is a nice added effect on this one. I was playing against like an artifact deck, and I wiped away like 4 or 5 artifacts and enchantments. It was pretty nuts. Vraska is pretty cool, but I'm really not close to that. There's some red cards here. Well, Thalia seems very bad for my white control deck. Blue looks pretty darn open. I like Thrix for a control deck. I don't know that I really like Ashiok. Ministrant's okay. It's more of a sideboard card. Plain White Celebration's a pretty good high-end card for a control deck. I don't know that I want to be like green-white for control. So I think it's between like... Eliminate could be good too, but blue looks pretty open, and I haven't felt like black has been open. So I think it's between like Thrix and Skittering Surveyor. I think I can take Skittering Surveyor. I think it keeps my options a little more open, and Thrix is just okay. Huh. So there's a white-red land. The fast lands aren't super good for, like, splashes. There's a red-black cycling land. There's Opt. I think this is between, like, Opt and the red-black cycling land. I think I'll take Opt. Berserker's really good. Red is clearly open, but red-white, it would be pretty tough to play a control deck in red-white. And all my white cards are controlling cards. I don't know that I want Spell Pierce. I could just take SRAM's Expertise. It could be a thing. Cruel Reality came back. I don't really like Cruel Reality. It's expensive and it like takes a while to really win the game. I could take another white-blue duel. It's also a green-blue duel. I'll take the white-blue duel. So there's Thibblethip. The Rexage is still in the pack. Obosh is kind of interesting. If I cut the Seal away and the SRAM's Expertise, everything's odd already. But I think I'll take Thibblethip. Arch came back. I'll take that. So red-white land, sure. Do I want Inscription? Maybe. Okay, Thassa's Oracle or Pact. I guess I'll take Pact. I don't know if that's right or not. I don't know how much I like that card, but we'll see. Shark Typhoon's pretty sweet. Oracle Moldiah is great. Showdown on the Scald is great. I would definitely splash for that. I still, like, if it were Oracle Moldiah versus much weaker cards, I'd probably take that. But I think Showdown and Shark Typhoon are kind of on the same level as Oracle. And Shark Typhoon is in a color I'm already kind of leaning into. So I think I'll take that. I'd love if this Glorious Protector came back, but that doesn't seem very likely. But this Aerial Responder might, and I'd be okay with playing an Aerial Responder. Hanged Executioner is a good one. So is Great Shark and Champion of Wits. I think I'm probably blue-white at this point. So I think I'm okay taking the Great Shark. And maybe Champion or Hanged Executioner will come back. I'd be happy with either of those. Remorseful Cleric's not bad. Ooh, Teferi's Tutelage. That could be a nice win condition. And then there's Warrant Warden. I think I'm going to take the Tutelage. And something will wheel here. I'd be happy with the Remorseful Cleric or the Warrant Warden. Ooh, Immortal Sun. I have no Planeswalkers yet. There's also Settle, though. An Egg's not bad, but that's not where I'm going to be. And Body Double's good, too, but I don't think that's where I'm going to be either. I already have 2 board wipes. So I think Settle's less important, so I'm going to take Immortal Sun here. Patient Rebuilding versus Stance or Shepherd of the Flock. I don't think this is a Shepherd of the Flock deck unless that Showdown of the Skulls came back. Stance is okay, but the couple of times I've played it, I haven't been super impressed. So I'm going to take Patient Rebuilding. I really like that card. But I have all the expensive things I need. Now I just need like early interaction type cards. I guess I take this white-black land. Because I'm not playing any of the rest of these cards. This isn't a Field of the Dead deck. None of the other cards are in my color. I would splash Heartless Act, but I don't have any way to splash it yet. So I'd rather take the ability to splash cards before trying to splash cards. I guess I have Skittering Surveyor, which could help a little bit on the splash. I have like all the win conditions that I could ever need for a blue-white control deck. I need like card selection and cheap interaction. So I have a white-red land and a white-black land for splashing purposes. The first iteration of the cube, like when they first did the cube, I drafted Patient Rebuilding so many times and it was so good. It's gotten worse since then, but I still think it's good. But like I said, there's a lot. I play against a lot of aggro, and Patient Rebuilding is a lot worse against aggro. So another white. Oh, Birth of Meletis. There's Behold the Multiverse too, but I think I can't really pass up Birth here. It's early, an early blocker, finds me a land. It does like all the things that I really need to happen, so I'm going to do that. I'm sad to pass Behold. Well, there's a white-blue land. There's also Treasure Map. Treasure Map is very good. Is it worth passing a duel? I think it's close. I'm going to take the Treasure Map, though. Ooh, the Protector came back. That's interesting. So did Showdown? I feel like Showdown's not where I want to be at this point. I don't know that I want to splash, but I do know that I need things I can play defensively. Neither of the cards I wanted came back. I'll take Fetid Pools. I can play the half-on color cycling land. Can't play any of these cards. Could play the Egg, maybe. Can't play any of this. I'm probably not playing Golden Egg at this point, but it's something I can fix with. Brazen Borrower, that's a good one. Harvester is also a good one. Saheeli. Saheeli could be really good in this deck. It's a non-creature, right? Yeah. I only have 5 creatures in the deck at the moment. But Borrower is just so good, right? So is Harvester. But I think Harvester is probably not where I want to be in this deck. That's true, it's only good if you can crew it. And I definitely don't, I'm pretty short on creatures. So, It's Borrower versus Saheeli. I think I'm going to take Borrower. I think it's just a more powerful card. Saheeli has a higher ceiling, but Borrower's interaction, I think that's what I need more. Giant Killer's pretty solid. Over a land, like a blue-black land or a blue-red land. I still don't have any reason to splash, so yeah, I'll just take the Giant Killer. Oh, there's a blue-white land. There's also Icy. And there's Cosima. How good is Cosima for me? It seems pretty good, but I feel like I just can't pass up a blue-white land, especially because I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 20 playables right now. Yes, Teferi's Tutelage can be strong. I think I'm gonna take Glacial Fortress here. Hieroglyphic Illumination seems pretty good. Seems better than Bind the Monster. I wouldn't mind Saloon Division if it came back on the wheel. I'd play that. Just as a land mostly, but I actually don't have a lot of hits for it. Because I have a lot of non-creatures, but most of them are not instants or sorceries. I think I saw it coming here. Over Negate. Negate could come back on the wheel. There's another blue-white duel. There's also Spectral Sailor. And Waker Waves is not bad either. I think I want the land, though. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 22 playables. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take the land here. Spectral Sailor is fine. I would totally play it if I picked it up, but it's not good enough to take over my on-color duel. Ooh, a Yorion. There's also Thraben Inspector. How good is Yorion in my deck? It's okay. It's not great. Thraben Inspector, though, gives me early blocks and a card back. This might be crazy, but I'm going to take that over Yorion. Well, Momentary Blink doesn't work very well in my deck. I'll take Fragmentize for the sideboard. I guess I'll take the Cat for the sideboard against an aggro deck. Do I have any red cards at all? No. Do I have any green cards at all? Growth Spiral, so no, not really. I'm going to take Lightning Strike. Seems unlikely that I would splash red. But, I'm not playing anything else. Just finished a cube where I got a lot of value out of Gravebreaker, Lemia, and Unburial Rites. Yeah, that's a combo. Ooh, Icy came back. I'll take that. If I managed to get both, it would often help me put a Zapalta in the graveyard from the library. Nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, I don't want that land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 24, so I have to make one cut. I have sideboarded in Isamaru against aggro decks before. I'm not playing any of this. Waker came back. It's possible I could play it. Probably not Hedron Archive. I don't think my curve is high enough for that. Alright, get back out. Archive. And I probably don't need this Waker. I have like a lot of win conditions, right? Mortal Sun, Typhoon, Patient Rebuilding. Let's say Great Shark. I'll even call the Angel one. I'm not going to call the other Angel one, though. Is this good? I don't know if it's good. Fairy's Tutelage. I guess that's it. Alright, so I have to make a cut. I think Pact of Negation could be on the chopping block here. I suppose Giant Killer could be. I think that's a good card, but against some decks, if you can't do the chop down part, it's a lot less good. You think Inscription seems good? I have thought that in the past. I've never been impressed with it, but the last time I played it was the last iteration of the cube. SRAM's Expertise is a possibility. Making 3 blockers is pretty good. Problem is, Pact of Negation is like almost dead against aggro decks. And I play against a lot more aggro. I could see cutting Pact and sideboarding it in certain matchups. Yeah, Pact lets you tap out, but you can't, like, you can't cast it until your 5th, after you've played your 5th land, or you just lose. Sure, Pact can stop Embercleave, but so can Wrath effects, by just them not having creatures. I also have Seal Away at instant speed. So I think it's one of these 3. I think it's Giant Killer, SRAM's Expertise, or Pact of Negation. You all seem to like Pact, so maybe I'll keep Pact. I think that's the one that I would cut, but we can try it out. So then it's either SRAM's Expertise or Giant Killer. Probably SRAM's Expertise. It doesn't, like, it gives me 3 blockers, but that's all it does for me. I'm not using those creatures for anything else. So let me lay out this curve like it really belongs. I actually have a fair number of Foretell cards. That's kind of interesting. I want my lands to go back. No, whatever. Yeah, my curve is pretty high, but that's alright. You haven't managed to trophy and cube yet? Yeah, and cube is the kind of thing where free counterspell would be good, but like I said, I play against a lot of aggro. Like 75% aggro. But we'll try it. Alright, so I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 white sources, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blue sources. My curve is almost like a line, look at that. I'm slightly heavier blue than white. I have a lot of double blue spells. Yeah, I think this is fine. I like the Surveyor. It can block, and it can dig me out of land. It's part of the reason that I'm okay playing 17 instead of 18 lands in this deck. That and Treasure Map. I need to get to higher land counts, and Skittering Surveyor draws me that land while blocking once. Against an aggro deck that can be like the 3 or 4 life that you needed to save to get to your Wrath and not die. Ooh, I'm playing against a Yorion deck. This is actually a pretty bad hand against Yorion, but I'm going to keep it anyway. Thraben Inspector can do some work here. Green. I haven't played with a companion yet as my companion. Shambler, okay. I'm going to be cracking the clue here. I could have attacked. Probably should have. I can probably trade damage. Let's opt, and I'll decide what to do from there. Land, don't want to land. Ooh, Patient Rebuilding. Alright, so I have a plan then. So I'm going to foretell this Doomscar. And I'm not going to trade damage. Agreed, my hand's getting much more interesting. Well, that's an interesting card. Yeah, just... They're just going to Yorion here to untap the Traxos. I'm tempted to just Brazen Borrower, even though it's more mana efficient to chop down. But I'm gonna return it, because there's no guarantee they can even like untap it again. And I may want to chop down this Yorion. In fact, I probably do want to. Yeah, that's the plan, is to buy me some time on this Patient Rebuilding. Okay. Excellent. Alright, so now I can just Wrath. Are you asking why there's only one counter? It's because they've used their mana every turn. Ooh, glad to see that Mass Vandal go to the yard. I think I'm just going to Cleansing Nova. Yeah, I'm just going to Cleansing Nova. It's a lot of mana. Looks like something I'm going to chop down. Yeah, I was considering that, but I decided that there is no particular need to play the 3/1. Wow, I haven't milled a land yet. And so I just wanted to use the more expensive card. And clearly I don't want to blow up all artifacts and enchantments. That would be the reason to save that one and play the Doomscar instead. Patient Rebuilding Plan is definitely a worse plan against a 60-card deck, but this is best of 3. You can see up here in the corner, they're going to Wrath. All right. Also, I just realized I have not moved my... You know what? I'll leave my picture down there. It's probably a better spot for it anyways. Yeah, I'll do this. Wow, I still haven't hit a land. I've drawn 0 extra cards off this Patient Rebuilding. It's unfortunate that it's Vigilant. Oh man, Angel of Sanctions. And I still did not hit any lands. This is kind of nuts. Also, it looked like there are only 2 colors, which is kind of nuts for a Yorion deck. Just like a 9-land deck. Well, they've clearly drawn a ton of lands. So now they can remove the Icy. Oh, they're going to get the Patient Rebuilding. Interesting. Arch, that was a pretty good draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw. Cycling land. Okay. So I'm going to be tapping the Realm Cloak Giant, and then I'll probably seal away the Angel if they attack with it. Yeah, the Angel does tap when it attacks. Good question, though. A lot of Angels don't. I don't want... If I need to get rid of these things, I can Doomscar. Well, that makes Doomscar a little worse. Ooh. Well, I guess I'm still tapping this one. And I'm probably actually going to Doomscar. Just take 9, I guess. Birth was not a bad one. Attack for 3 first. Doomscar. Resolve that. Birth. That was not the way I wanted that to tap. Get my last planes. And pass. Remember, I also have a Teferi's Tutelage in here, so I still think they're likely to deck before I do. I'm not even going to cycle this land right now. Oh, I hit lands that time. Mortal Sun. Do I risk it? It seems kind of not worth it. Because if I play that, I could deck before I get to that Teferi's Tutelage. No, I don't think I want an Immortal Sun. I think I'm too worried about decking. I do want to find that Teferi's Tutelage. And or not mill their lands. Ooh. Shark Typhoon. Alright, well, that's just lethal, right? So this 10, 11, 12, I have 13 mana, so I can Typhoon for 12. I'm taking that here because I don't want them to know about the Shark Typhoon and, like, have a chance to use a Sorcery Speed removal spell or something. So let's see, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I can only Typhoon for 10? That's okay, I can Immortal Sun for the last bit. Go! Haha! Still best of 3. So let's see. So they're just green-white. I mean, they definitely have some good cards. I don't think they played... I don't know that we saw any bad cards. Yeah, that's what I was looking at their yard. We didn't see anything that would be good to fragmentize, right? Mari's Wake is too expensive. I could hit Stonecoil Serpent and Traxos and Maul. Maybe there's some things. So I'm definitely less worried about aggro. They're definitely a beatdown deck, but they're not a very fast beatdown deck. But I don't think I want to cut the Thraben Inspector necessarily. If they try to play around it, that seems fine to me. It is worth keeping in mind, though, that I could deck. Maybe I want Waker the Waves. I didn't see, like, any removal, right? Primal Might. Swift Response. Realm Cloak Giant. Alright, I saw some removal. Maybe I don't need this Inspector. And I'll take the Waker instead. I'm gonna do that. They do have one Masked Vandal. I would not play Platinum Angel here. We saw Board Wipe. We saw the 1/3 that disenchants. Primal Might kills it. I don't think Platinum Angel is very good. Oh, this hand is almost really good. One blue source makes it good. I'm gonna keep it. I'm on the draw. That wasn't good. Yeah, until they kill it, and then I would lose. Come on, island. Or any blue source. There we go. Even found another land? What do we discard here? Is it just Great Shark? Or Waker of Waves? I guess it's probably Waker of Waves. I don't think it's Borrower. I think I may want the interaction. My opponent's name is WD-40 Rocks. That's funny. Now I'm hitting all the lands. I think I'll just pass here. Too bad I don't have a Shepherd to... What, to protect my Teferi's Tutelage? I think I'm fine just taking this. So this is kind of crazy, but I'm going to bounce Yorion because I want to counter it with my Shark. And there comes into play trigger, doesn't seem to matter. Well, funny enough, I'm going to counter that. Yeah, the Angel would have been good protection against a board wipe. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Scry 2 does do nothing. I can Shark Typhoon for 4 at this point. I'm just deciding if I want to attack for 5. I think I do. Alright, I'm going to do something kind of weird here. Because I'm going to plan to Wrath next turn. This might kind of give that away. Okay. Oh, if they played a pump spell here and killed my protector, I would be very sad. I wasn't even thinking about that because I didn't see any last game, but I suppose they could have that. We also saw the kill a tapped creature, huh? Well, this could go poorly. It didn't. Excellent. This one's going to go. I think it's funny that right now my game plan is to mill the 60 card deck. Yep. Pact is interesting. Well, I'm going to attack. And I think I'm going to play the Shark Typhoon. I think my plan is that I'm probably going to Doomscar next turn, which will kill my Shark, of course. And then on the following turn, I can Hieroglyphic Illumination, get a 4/4 Shark. Nice. So they're out of cards now. They have seen Doomscar if they were paying attention, because I foretold it in the last game, and they can see the foretold cards afterwards. Sure. So I even have a Pact if they have something nasty. Well, that one's fine. That one is also fine. I see, I see. Yeah, so I'm going to Skittering Surveyor here, go find a land, and then I still have enough to Hieroglyphic Illumination. It doesn't matter. Solemn's fine too. Give me that 4/4 Shark and 2 cards. Oh, and they can mill 4 too. So 4. So I think I'm going to play this Birth here. And attack. And I have a counterspell up, so I think I just win here. Agreed, it is. It's a much less scary win condition in this matchup. They only have 18 cards left in deck. I actually could have decked them this game. That's funny. All right, well, round 1 in the books. Round one to me. There's no blue source here. I don't think I can keep this. This'll do. And I think I'm putting an island on the bottom. Or maybe the plains, because I have the berth to go find the plains. Unless I top deck a land, I'm probably playing this Fetid Pools next turn. Or like the 3-mana counterspell. This wall is actually going to be a bummer for me, because it means they have no reason to attack into it. So I won't get to seal away until they have the mana to activate the dragon. Dragonkin Berserker. Yeah, Mirai's Wake, that's one way you can get Ulamog out. Oh, Icy, that was pretty good. Because that will allow me to tap down the Berserker and exile it a turn before they can get their activation in, or their boast in. Wait, are you trying to tell me that you won a game after resolving Ulamog? How could that be possible? It's fine. If they don't play a land pre-combat, I may... Oh, they did. Okay. I think this is actually a bigger problem than Toski here for me. Except Toski is indestructible. Maybe Toski is actually a bigger problem. Yeah, I think I'll exile Toski here. Reason being I have 2 board wipes, and Toski survives a board wipe. A land would be good here. Nice. So now I can tap down the Berserker and still have Great Shark. Who's Agar? Oh, Agar's the 3/3, huh? Target creature. I don't think I care about that. But I also just kind of want to play the shark. So, I'm going to. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I don't think I've ever seen that interaction. Land would be nice, so I could Immortal Sun and still leave up Icy. Why would he attack? I have an 0-4 wall. I guess I'll scry 2 and draw. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's a thought. I don't think I want either of these. They're both fine, but neither of them are really what I want right now. Yeah, dual lands. What Mononokil's saying about the Boast being expensive. Do I want to counter that? I don't think I do. Is that after the Warden they resolved they couldn't boast the Dragonkin. The problem is that I can't counter the Boast Maker. That's why I didn't want to do that. Didn't want to play the Immortal Sun. I want to keep tapping this Dragonkin until I plan to Wrath. Alright, so now I can do this. Wow, Mirage Waken to Stormheim Unleashed? Yeah, that's one way to beat a 5/5 dragon every turn. Plain White Celebration to make a bunch of tokens. That's fine with me, because I have a Wrath. Oh, your angels were 6/6 from Immortal Sun and Tristani? That's pretty big. Do I want to counter that? I may want to counter that. Let's see. Oh, I don't want that. Well, let's counter it like this. That could become a problem. Yeah, I'll counter that. Yeah, at some point I'll get a win con. When I'm big and strong. I mean, I have Immortal Sun going. I could decline this. Well, that's not a win con. I did OG Counterspell, you're right. In Historic Cube. It has fallen into a black hole of lands. Ooh, Shark Typhoon. 3, 4, 7, 8. So it'll be a 9/9 shark. I'll just hard cast Shark Typhoon, I think. Could be a mistake, but getting a whole bunch of sharks with Immortal Sun in play seems like a good plan. And, I mean, if they had a Disenchant, they probably would have blown up Immortal Sun by now. Don't want that. I'm going to put a stop here, because I want to scry before I draw. Yeah, so the treasure map is converted mana cost 2, which is why it's a 2/2 and it has +1/+1 from Immortal Sun. Even though I only paid 1 for my spell. Sure. So I wonder if they're just sitting on a bunch of removal spells. Nope. Man, still drew a land? Alright, well, let's do this. Your opponent copied an Immortal Sun. That's hilarious. There we go. How many cards are left? My opponent has 22. I have 13. Probably Patient Rebuilding isn't how I win this game, unless I top deck Teferi's Tutelage like almost immediately. It's probably going to be these sharks. If they have a Wrath, it would be a bit of a bummer. Yeah, my plan is sharks. Let me put another stop here. Maybe they play a big creature I can Giant Killer? Or Chop Down, rather? If they do, I've got them in 2 turns. So I'm probably drawing something like an average of 3 cards a turn at this point. Which is... So I've got 4 or 5 turns left. Which means, unless I draw Teferi's Tutelage like almost immediately, I deck before they deck. They do not have the White Castle. I could chop down my own shark to get a 4/4 shark, but I'm not going to. I'll let Patient Rebuilding resolve first, and I'll treasure map after that. It's a lot of extra cards. Probably just can't play Thibblethip. Unless I play a Teferi's Tutelage. Oh, there's Teferi's Tutelage. You run out of the price of knowledge. You run out of books to read and then die. Well said, Maker. So I still don't think I want to play Thibblethip here. I think the decking plan is going to be really close. I don't want to draw more extra cards. I have 8, and they have 16. If they Devils play one of my sharks, I may just have to chop down at this point just to get another shark. Deem worthy. They're casting it. Alright. Well, they said oops, so maybe that was on a misclick. Don't hit lands. No, only one land. Man, Angel of Sanction says an opponent controls. If it didn't, I'd exile my own Immortal Sun. I've made it all the way to the bottom of my deck. I know every card left on my deck. That's funny. Does look like I'm decking them first, though. So if I can draw 3 cards, I win, which I could do. Alright, so they're just like Naya stuff. Yeah. Naya big stuff. They've got a fair amount of removal. Did we see a single disenchant, though? I don't think we did. Definitely have some strong cards, though. Is there any reason to play My Fragmentize? It hits Eskia's Chariot. That's the only thing I saw that it hit, so probably not. Thraben Inspector's not really important here, right? Yeah, they're not attacking early, so I probably don't need that. Do I want Waker of Waves? It's probably better than any other option, so we do that. A terrible misclick earlier. You were at 1 life and needed to use Cauldron to gain a life or die to your amass during your upkeep trigger. You were resolving your own Doom Foretold and didn't realize you were submitting your sack target rather than activating your Cauldron. Oh, that's a bummer. Alright, well, we successfully decked an opponent that time. We did not successfully deck the 60-card deck, unsurprisingly. I mean, I guess I keep it, but I hope to draw something to do early. They're not very fast, so it's not a huge deal, I guess. If I top deck a land, I'm going to plan to cycle this Irrigated Farmland, but as it stands, it's my second blue source. You know what? I'm still... Nah, I'll play it. Yes, that was the problem that game. Tutelage was almost my last card, except that I had put 5 cards on the bottom. I think it was like my second or third to last card. This is probably not a game that I want to play as Shark Typhoon, because if they had disenchant effects in their board, I am sure they boarded them in. Yeah, I effectively moved it up by putting a bunch of cards on the bottom. Berserker. I really need to find an answer to that. So I guess I'm going to opt here. Great Shark is not an early enough answer. Unfortunate. I mean, if I can find a Wrath, it may not matter, but if I don't find a Wrath, that Berserker could be a problem. I'm going to hold the Shark Typhoon. Oh, there we go. I mean, they still get the dragon, but at least I get to block the Protector, or the Berserker rather. And I get to put Thibblethip under it. So that when I eventually have to block with the Protector, I get to draw an extra card. So that's a nice little bonus. Actually, on my next turn, I can cycle Typhoon for 3 and then have 6-7 worth of power or worth of stats to block the dragon with. It depends on how aggro they're being. So the question is, do I want to go for the Shark Typhoon line this turn, or do I want to play the Patient Rebuilding? If they have something to blow up, if they have like Demon Bolt, could go really poorly. I'm going to go for it. If they do have a Demon Bolt, I still end up drawing 2 cards from the cycle and the Thibblethip. That's not ideal. What you got for me, Thibblethip? Oh, well that was fantastic. Let's bounce that dragon. Alright, so now I'm playing Brazen Borrower and then almost certainly Patient Rebuilding. Ooh, Tutelage. Do I want to play that and Surveyor instead? Well, let's attack for 3 first. I think I want a Tutelage. Better lucky than good, that's right. If I couldn't double spell this turn, it would definitely be a Patient Rebuilding. But I'm gonna tutelage and just double spell here. So now I've got them on 2 axes. Ooh, that's a good one. Now I need to find a Wrath. Yep, well, that's what happens when you play Control sometimes. You just have all the answers. Patient rebuilding. And get this treasure map down. And send for 3. So I have 7, 8 mana next turn. So I can play a 6/6 shark and block Phylath if I can't find a removal spell, or a Wrath spell. Well, any removal spell, I suppose. In the meantime, I've got some nice chump blockers in Thibblethip and Skittering Surveyor. Oh man, top deck Goose. That was pretty sweet. I mean, it's fun for us. It's not so fun for them, I think. So, do I want to treasure map? Let's let this happen first. I guess I am going to treasure map, because I really just want to find a Wrath. And if I don't, I can at least Shark Typhoon for 5 and trade with Phylath. How many cards do they have? I would love if they missed a land drop here. Because if they play a land, then they get to attack with another 4-power creature. So they have like 2-ish turns left. Looks like they don't have a land or they would have slammed it. Okay. Resolves. Get some lands. Yeah. Even found a Wrath. There's just no chance of... Oh, if I can draw 2 cards. Ha ha ha. I win. Yeah, those plants are still 0-1. They didn't draw another land after playing Phylath. All right. 2-0. I definitely drew very well that game. I got pretty lucky. I mean, it was kind of unnecessary. Like, I can't think of a card that would have allowed them to skip a draw or like shuffle some cards in at instant speed. But if there was one, I definitely should have played the Cleansing Nova just to be safe. Yeah. Turn 2 Birth, buy me a bunch of time, try to Patient Rebuilding. I don't have my second blue source yet. Sure, they only had 1 power on the board, but I was only at 6. Like, what about the +X and fight a creature card? Look, like, probably it didn't matter, but there was a itty-bitty chance that it did, so why wouldn't I do it? Should I pact that? I need to draw a blue source in my next 2 draws. I may be Cleansing Nova for artifacts and enchantments in 2 turns. We'll see. Oh, that wasn't bad. Because I can use this to counter now. Play another artifact or enchantment. Do it. Alright, well, I'll counter that. And then I will Cleansing Nova for artifacts and enchantments to mana screw them, and then just wait on drawing a land. The sneaky 1 blue mana counterspell, that's right. Oh no! And I don't have double blue, so I can't pact. Well, at least I have 2 very good cards here. They probably take Patient Rebuilding, but Immortal Sun's still good. If I were them, I'd take Patient Rebuilding. Interesting. Bloop. Blue land? Nope. Oh, they found a land. That's true. Investigating the case of the missing blue mana. Alright, am I supposed to cycle Shark Typhoon for 1? That can't be right. There we go. That's true. They need to work on their detecting skill. We will see about the hard cast Shark Typhoon. Oh! Well, luckily I have this pact and double blue now. The only black disenchant. Well, that's good too. Nice. Hit some lands. Man, they're going to get a free attack with this Dragonkin Berserker, and I can't do anything about it. Except hope that they whiff on a land. You know, I like that they're not slamming a land. No! Well, now I need to find a Wrath. Alright, what do we have here? Don't want that. I guess my sharks can get big. Or I can just draw Doomscar like a pro. Where is it, Maker? Let's hear it. Better to be lucky than good. Dual Land's got it for you, Maker. Tutelage. Yeah, that's probably still good enough. Let's mill those cards, please. I don't think I need this land. I'm just going to do this now, because if they play it right, they don't play their land pre-combat. So it doesn't really save me anything. Actually, I changed my mind, because I want to activate Treasure Map and be able to draw cards with it. I think I can finish them off next turn. Tibalt? I actually don't think that matters at this point. That is the least scared I have ever been of a Tibalt. Alright, so Tibalt cannot hit enchantments, no. Artifact or creature. So they're like black-red aggro, kind of? They're really more like black-red mid-range, but they have some aggro cards. Tibalt can be a major problem for me. There's not really anything I can do about it. Maybe I want Fragmentize. I saw 2 targets, 3... Simulacrum's kind of a target. 2.5. Elspeth's Nightmare could be a target. 3.5. Oh, I could play Fragmentize. They're not that aggressive. I can probably cut the Inspector. They're kind of aggressive. Actually, just don't know that I want anything less than the Fragmentize. I think Fragmentize would be fine, but I just feel like all my other cards are just better. This is fine. Silent dual land just to scare them. Grim Lavamancer's a good sideboard when you think your opponent's on a mill plan. Man, better to be lucky than good. Caravan was pretty good. Can't do anything about that. Ooh, nice. Caravan's going to be a problem for me. Or not. I may just cycle Hieroglyphic Illumination here. I don't know if I'm going to have time for it. That was good. I'm tempted not to, just so that they don't have one more look with Elspeth's Nightmare. Yeah, I think I'll wait. Oh. Alright, can I afford to do this? Or take 3? Yeah, I think I can. As long as they don't play a haste creature. Then next turn I can Angel of Sanctions their play and block Rimrock Knight. Or I can Inscription of Insight and bounce 2 creatures. I don't care about that. Okay, so I'm going to Shark Typhoon to eat their creature. If they had an instant speed removal, I was dead anyways, because they could instant speed kill Angel. But if they had a sorcery speed removal, this is better. I get to just eat this. Oh, Banefire me. Alright. Good game, opponent. Good game. Alright, so they were pretty aggressive that game. It was the Cultivator Caravan that really got me there. Maybe I do want this Fragmentize. Is Great Shark good? Probably still good, right? Inscription of Insight seemed kind of bad. Maybe I'll cut that one for Fragmentize. Yeah, Great Shark can hit artifacts, but not by the time I want to hit an artifact. Yeah, I'll keep this. I definitely need to hit lands, but I have Seal Away and Doomscar here, so they're not going to be able to run me over. I could lose a long game if I get mana screwed, but I think that's a risk I'm willing to take here. There we go. Oop. Just kidding, I wanted to play that. I'm happy to seal that shade away. Yeah, I don't know that I could ask Doomscar nicely enough that it would agree. I mean, I am playing blue, but I'm not that manipulative. Bye-bye, patient rebuilding. I had high hopes for you. They have to commit extra because the icy. Hazoret. Alright, well, let's do this. Maybe. Shepherd. Okay. At 6, 7, 8, 9 permanents. Tappy tap. I'm not sure what you're asking, dual lands, but a land would give me the city's blessing, if that's what you're asking. If I can tap this correctly. I'm a little worried that they get an answer for Angel, because Hazoret could be a major problem for me. Well, that's fine. Oh yeah, the creature one with power 4 or greater would be real bad on my deck. Nice. Well, I have this, so I don't need that as much anymore. That's true, and now I can't tap down Hazoret. Well, I can once I play the Giant Killer, I suppose. Alright. So I take this hit here, but they had to use Banefire on my creatures, so that's good. And now I can do this, eat Hazoret again, and play this Giant Killer. And now I'm in a pretty good spot, I think. They have to kill Giant Killer and the Angel to be able to get there on Hazoret. I'm going to play this to bluff some sort of counterspell. Well, actually, to leave the tap up. So I am going to tap here, but this could go poorly for me. If they have an instant speed removal for the Angel, then they'd be able to attack with Hazoret, and I'd take even more damage. But I can't just keep taking 2 on the chance that they do that. Well, that was pretty good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could have... So my plan here is to tap their Nightmare Shepherd and then play a Glorious Protector. That's unfortunate. Tap this. So I'm going to have to Wrath now, but it still doesn't kill Hazoret. So I'm going to play the Glorious Protector to protect my own Giant Killer from a Wrath. But they still get an attack with Hazoret in. Tutelage, I think, is going to be too slow here. I definitely don't want that. Well, I mean, I have the Doomscar, so maybe I just discard this. The land could matter with my land in play. Yeah, I just have to do this now. I am in a bad spot. Maybe the answer is to chump. Well, now it's definitely to chump. So I'm dead if they want me to be, right? Yeah, Rankle was a good draw. Unless I can top deck a creature. So let's see, if I go blue, 1, 1, 2, 3. What's in my deck? I don't know if 5 is an important level of mana. No, I'm going to do this for 4. And hope. That was not bad. Yeah, it would be nice if I could put something into their library, but do not have that. But Brazen Borrower was a great draw. Still not in a good spot, but this keeps me alive for a bit. What do you do? Alright, well, the shark's gone. Found a chump blocker. 2 to any target. Discard your hand, exile the top 3. Well, all that seems bad. 13 cards. I'm not going to deck them. 3. I guess I do this. I can't do everything, right? 5. Yeah, I'm 1 mana short. Yeah, I'm not dead this turn. Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Because they can kill the Surveyor. Or they could... I guess they can... The Elspeth Nightmare kills Skittering Surveyor, Hazard for 5, Chandra kills me. So I guess I have to draw right now and just hope to find something. Oh, that was almost good enough. So close. Alright, well, good game, opponent. Those were some pretty good games. I think they have like 11 cards in their library, so not close. Yeah, still winning record. Alright, so it's almost 9. I can definitely draft again. I don't think I'll have time for a whole match, but we'll see. I'm not playing best of 1. That's like blasphemy. Yeah, I'm not really worried about the monetary part. I'm basically infinite on Arena. This is just for funsies. I have yet to go 1-2 in the cube. Unlikely, but possible. The draft before the one you just saw was aggressive. Platinum Angel and Guardian Beast, huh? Alright, let's see. Karn's pretty good. There's some lands. Kind of like Waking the Troll, but I wouldn't first pick it. Waking the Troll is good once you're in a ramp deck, but if you're not in a ramp deck, it's a lot worse. I think Karn's actually the pick here. This is kind of a weak pack. It's like Karn or a land, and I think I just prefer Karn. Maybe we can make that mono brown deck happen. Oh, Niv Mizzet? Do we want to try and make that happen? Sounds pretty fun. Alternatively, there's some fast lands. There's like Elvish Visionary. The pack's weak enough. Let's try it. There's a land. Crippling Fear is good, but not in a Niv deck. I don't really want to be base red-white, and the fast lands are a lot worse than your splash colors. So I think I'm going to take Crippling Fear as like a hedge. Mikaeus is really good. So there's no fixing. Oh, just kidding, there's Dryad. Alright, well we have to take Dryad, right? Mikaeus is... If I were like trying to win, I would probably take Mikaeus here. I think that card's great. But Dryad is like exactly what I want for Niv. So let's do that. So there's a land, but there's also Atris, which is a good card, and it's a card Niv can find. So I'm going to do that. And the flip lands are less good in Niv deck, because you can't get both sides. Spring fixes, Dryad Greenseeker's just good, Cultivate's just good. There was a Tri-land in the last pack? I didn't even see it. And I like Fetid Pools, but I think this has to be Cultivate here. It's too good for Niv. Lurrus is a card to hit with Niv. There's no fixing. There's Banefire, but I'll take Lurrus. I don't know that Lurrus is even going to be especially good in the deck, but it might be okay, and it's a card Niv can hit. It's true, I like Fetid Pools out of context. Does sound funny. Paradise Druid versus Stomping Grounds. I think Paradise Druid. I do want that Stomping Grounds, but Paradise Druid fixes better, and it ramps me. I'm clearly going to be base green. Ooh, I got a land back. I think that's what we're doing here. It's not a green land, which is unfortunate. But that's alright. I need all the colors. We got some lands back. Black, white, or blue, red. Probably black, white. I'm more likely to play black cards, I think. Sure, but when you're talking about those lands, it's just like you would play both of those cards. Prismatic Bridge. Is that the tree land from Kaldheim? So Heroic Reinforcements is a card Niv can hit, but I don't think it's a card I particularly want in the deck, and there's a land, so I'm going to take the land. I haven't seen very many cards that Niv can hit. Oh, it's the backside of the 1/4 Vigilant. Is that card in this cube? I don't think I've seen it played. I don't know if I've seen it in a pack either. It is in the cube? Okay. I haven't seen it. Which is surprising, because this is like my 8th cube draft, I think. I don't really want any of this. I guess I'll take this. Probably not play it. I mean, I guess I'll take a land. Is Valakut Awakening any good? It could be. Maybe I'll take that. I'm not stoked on blue or red, and it's the wrong kinds of lands. Bag of Holding, sure. Demonic Pact, not going to get in there. Goose. Probably have to take Goose here. I'd be happy to wheel either of these, because Niv hits them. But I don't think I can pass. Oh, but there's also Valky. Ugh. Can I pass the goose? What do y'all think? Valky or goose? The goose is like exactly what this deck wants, but Valky is so good. Alright, I'll take the greedy pick. I'm not going to get that goose back, unfortunately. Blood Crypt looks a lot better with Valky, but Oracle Moldiah and Cultivator's Caravan. Oracle's so good. I think I'm just going to take that. Is that better than the Caravan? I think so. Caravan's better if the whole plan is Niv, but Oracle can be a game plan kind of by itself. I would take like Obosh on the wheel. It won't wheel though. Blood Crypt might. Cultivator's Caravan probably won't. Ugh. Man, this Niv plan's kind of not working out. Languish is a thing. If I was like green-black control. Shadow Spear's pretty good. I don't think I want Garruk. Yeah, Exerting Glorybringer for 8, that's pretty sweet. I don't think this is really a Thirst deck. Or a Rankle deck. Ugh. I guess I'll take Languish. Mirari's Wake. I like Great Henge too, but Niv can't get Great Henge. Alright, Wake. We're just getting greedy, right? So, Wolf Willowhaven is a ramp spell, but it's not fixing. And Phylath and Expansion Explosion are both gettable with Niv. Between those two, I think I like Phylath a little better. There's a land, there's a Cold Steel Heart. Between those two. Yeah, I probably can't get much reduction on Henge, that's true. Cold Steel Heart is generally better. I'm taking Cold Steel Heart. It's a little awkward in 5 color. So I've got Yorion, Rashmi, and Cloudblazer. It's not a great Yorion deck. I think I'll take Rashmi. Under normal circumstances, like non-Niv, I'd probably take the Hydra here. Get the Orion almost set. Yeah. I don't really want any of this. It does look like I'm going to lean a little bit into black, so maybe I just take Woe Strider. Goose came back. That's got to be better than Warrant or Thrash here, as much as I would like either of those. I'm very surprised that Goose came back. And Obosh came back. It's a hit for Niv. And then Garbage. Whoa, Strider. Cute. I do want some more lands, although I have Goose, Paradise Druid, Cold Steel Heart, Cultivate, so my fixing's pretty good. It looks like I'm base green-black. I mean, I don't know. I probably can't do that much black commitment. Probably isn't a Thassa deck, right? Guess I'll take Cruel Reality. Probably not playing that. Supreme Will, probably not playing that. Stormcaller, probably not playing that. Alright, what you got for me? Vivian's good. Kogla's really good. Back for More will probably wheel. It's not as good, but it's a hit for Niv. So Kogla or Vivian Reed? Vivian Reed helps find Niv. Yeah, I don't think Cruel Reality is really good, but it could sideboard in against a control deck. I'm going to take Vivian Reed. I don't think Kogla will, but that would be pretty sweet. There's a land. There's Doomscar, but white is clearly a splash, so I probably don't want that. Valaged Recovery. Godless Shrine, it's a dual land, and one of the colors is black, which is, I think, going to be one of my main colors. So I think that's where we're going to go here. Yeah, Viv's negative ability does hit a lot of threats, but her plus also gets to Niv. There's a red-white land. It's not great colors. There's a Blood Chief's Thirst. And there's a couple of Niv hits that are both just not very good for my deck. So I think I'll take the Blood Chief's Thirst. Explore is a card. Escape the Wilds. It's a Niv hit. It's just like Explore. I think it's Explore. Oh, Immersturm Raider, though, is a Niv hit, and it's good. Let's do that. Chevelle is in the two colors I want to be in, and it's a Niv hit. There's also a good land for me. 2 good lands for me. But I feel like I want Chevelle. I do need lands pretty badly. Maybe I just need to take a land here. There's a land, and there's Thief of Sanity. I do like Thief, and it's a Niv hit. I'm going to take that over Sacred Groves. I think that's close, though. Thief of Sanity is just so good. There's Packmate. There's Binding of the Old Gods. And then there's a land. I think it's Binding here. Caryatid seems really good. I mean, Bedevil and Rata are both Niv hits, but I think I need the fixing. Yeah, Thief can kind of win a game by itself. Alright, so I guess there's a Back for More as a Niv hit. I don't really want anything else out of here. I don't want any of this. So there's some Niv hits. Or Nightmare Shepherd. I think I'll take the Nightmare Shepherd. It's actually a good card, and neither of those were good Niv hits. So there's Risk Redeemed or Escape the Wilds. I think Escape. Plays an opponent's deck back against them with Thief of Sanity and Omen Keel. I don't think I can play Swelter. I can't really play Fairgrounds Warden either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 27. Back for More can probably get cut. Karn can probably go. Lurrus is not very good in my deck. Although it does have some mana fixers it can get, so it might be okay. Ghost Rider's not really what I want to do. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Niv hits right now. That's a lot of Niv hits. Could cut Lurrus. I could cut... Ooh, I got a land back. That's hot. Inscription might even make the deck. Alright, let's see here. What fixing do I have? So I only have one piece of fixing that actually finds lands. The rest of them are creatures. That's fixing 2. Languish is a little awkward. Because it kills all of my mana ramp. Whereas, like, Crippling Fear may be able to save one of my pieces of mana ramp. So maybe I cut a Languish. Alright, so I'm going to sort these by color here. I'm going to put all the gold cards here for the moment. I'm going to put the castable gold cards in my main colors here. So I'm going to call this a black card. Man, I have a lot of double colored black cards, or double black ones. Is Obosh good in my deck? I mean, it's a 6/5 that Niv can hit. Makes Thief of Sanity do double damage. It makes Dryad do double damage. Makes Lurrus do double damage. It's mostly just a 6/5 that Niv can hit. Niv can hit it, and I can cast it without having splash colors. Yeah, Obosh doubles his own damage. Alright, so... Blue, blue. So blue seems to be my most alternate color, probably. Red, red. No, looks like it's tied with red. Then I only have one white card. Maybe Inspiring Vantage isn't good. So what if I cut that one? Courtyard's still fine. So I have 3, 4 red cards. If I play one mountain, I have 1, 2, 3, 4-ish, 5, 6, 7 red sources. That's kind of insane. So the same would be true about blue sources. This is 4, 5, 6. So I need like at least 3 more forests. because I can't miss on forest. All my fixings in green. I still have to make a cut, I'm aware of that. So this gives me 7, 8, 9 green sources. And 1, 2, 3, 6 black sources. Plus all the, like, green fixing. And this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 lands. Oh, Binding the Old Gods can actually fix me. I have a forest that taps for white. I guess that's fine. I'm not stoked on that because of how much double black I have. And Crippling Fear is a card I need to play early, not late. But I can't cut any forests. I'm already down to 1 island, 1 mountain. Maybe I could cut the mountain. Binding can fetch Triomes too, yeah, that's true. Because Phylath... See, like, I might want to play Atris or Thief of Sanity early. But I don't mind Immersturm Raider sitting for a bit. Escape would be better early. But it doesn't have to be. And Phylath doesn't have to be early. So I could cut the mountain, which basically cuts 2 red sources. Because then the Cultivate can't get a red source. Which gives me 4... It's only 4 red sources. That's probably not good enough. I don't have any lands up here, right? Just a red-white one. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Alright, so now I have to decide what my last cut is. Is it Mirari's Wake? Like, I don't have anything more expensive than 6, right? And, like, Niv can draw several cards. For sure. And Atris can draw cards, Rashmi can draw cards. Escape to the Wilds is like a bunch of draw cards. Maybe not. Oh, and I have, I guess Valky is 7, and Inscription could be 7. So I'm going to put this here. I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Niv hits. I have 2 red-black, 2 blue-black, 2 red-green. So there's some overlap there. What's my worst Niv hit? Lurrus is my worst Niv hit, right? But Lurrus allows me to cast, right? Yeah, cast. So Lurrus allows me to cast... Here's a Valkyrie from my graveyard. That's not very likely. It allows me to cast a Goose, a Caryatid, or a Druid. Or I guess a Cold Steelheart if that happened from my graveyard. I could cut Nightmare Shepherd, because it's hard to cast. It's not a Niv hit. It's really good with, like, Atris, Rashmi, Phylath, Thief of Sanity, Oracle of Moldiah, Dryad. It's pretty good. Niv. I guess I shouldn't cut it. It's very good. And I don't think I want to cut the Crippling Fear. This is tough. Maybe it's just Escape to the Wilds. it's a Niv hit, but like, if I play Niv and hit it, I probably already have a bunch of cards, so I probably don't need it. And well, I have like 7 red sources though, so it's something I could use to dig for Niv. So what card draw do I have? I have Valki, kind of. Crippling Fear, kind of. Or, sorry, Lurrus, kind of. Niv. Vivien. How many hits does Vivien have? That's a lot of hits. Atris. Thief of Sanity. Rashmi. No, Cold Steel Heart's too good. Cold Steel Heart, first of all, is not colorless. It taps for the color you name when it comes into play, and it's a mana ramp spell. I'm not playing 41 cards. Man, this is a tough last cut. Okay, so I think what's on the chopping block, I'm gonna move this here. Oh, that's whatever. I think Lurrus could go. I think Wake could go. I think Escape could go. I think it's one of those 3. The thing about Lurrus is that it buys back my mana fixers if they die. Like, if I play my birds or whatever and they get bolted, and then I can play Lurrus and bring them back, that could be the difference between casting one of my splashed cards and not. That's the argument for it. Argument against it, it's not that powerful. Pretty good against aggro, though, because it trades off and gains me 3. Argument against Escape to the Wilds, it's basically just a card draw spell, and I have a lot of card draw already. Argument against Wake, once I get to 5, I mean, I do have a few more expensive cards, and I do have some card draw, but there's not, like, if I can cast Mari's Wake, it doesn't really help me cast anything else in the deck except maybe Valki. It's also white, and I have the least amount of white sources. It's both a pit stop with lifelink, or a speed bump with lifelink, and an anti-removal spell in saving my mana fixing from removal, or buying it back from removal, rather. I think there's reasonable arguments for each of those, cutting each of those. I think another big argument for Lurrus is that it's castable without fixed mana. Or without, like, off-color mana. Alright, let's do the greedy build and cut Lurrus. Against aggro, I would probably bring it in. Yeah, alright. Alright, well, this looks pretty sweet. I'm excited to play it, but it is 9:26, so I do not have time for a match. I plan to be back Monday, which will be the last time I'll get to draft Cube, because after that it'll be Strixhaven. So join me Monday at 7 p.m. for my last streamed Cube draft. And when I get there, I'll let you know how this one went. Anyways, have a good night. Have a good weekend, and hopefully I'll see you Monday.